I guess our plan is to hopefully be open next week. I guess obviously depending on how tonight goes. We're in sports bar. We're gonna do heavy into like NFL ticket. I think we're talking getting pay-per-views at some point for boxing, UFC. Illustrated do football, UND hockey. Pretty much, I mean that's what we're going for. 21 and over. There'll be no minors allowed. And then on the south end where the conference room area used to be, I'm moving the game store over there, part of it, and we're putting an arcade in the other part. So that part will be for all ages. The sports bar will be for 21 now.
Will you be serving food on both sides, Chris?
Yes. So we're starting off fryer food and pizza. I think the plan is whoever's working on the game store side, if someone wants to work, if they're a minor, they will order through the employee who is an adult. He'll go take care of the back and forth. Yeah, I guess that's it in a nutshell. Anyone has any questions about anything? We'd gladly answer them.
Any questions for these two gentlemen? Okay, so we'll take action during the regular meeting then, correct? Okay. Then if I hear no other comments from the public, we will close the public hearing at this time. And we will call the regular meeting to order. At this time, if we please stand. With your hats. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Pillar, would you mind saying a word of prayer, please?
Be bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together today to discuss the plans for the future of our city, and I just pray that you watch over the activities, that they can be a blessing to you and to all those that participate in it. We just thank and praise you for all the gifts. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, approval of minutes from August 19th meeting.
Motion to approve and suspend the reading.
Motion by Wolf.
Second.
Second by Pillar. Discussion. All in favor of the minutes from August 19th, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Approval of the agenda. We are adding under 5B the condemnation of the trailer house under 5B. Anything else? Any other additions or changes? Okay.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Hack.
Second.
Second by Stern. Discussion. All in favor of the agenda say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. 5A, Bank of North Dakota requisition number 9 for the 2018 street project. Monty?
Based on the pay estimate that was approved at the last meeting, plus the engineering fees.
What you want to discuss? Wait a minute, did we miss something?
It's coming up. That's why they
You're
got
5B.
You're at 5B. We're at 4.
Okay. You're next.
All right.
Yeah, based on the engineering costs and the pay estimate approved last meeting, we're requesting $352,000 on our note. This does include the additional items. Not sure if you wanted them under the note or if we were just paying them the municipal parking lots. Or if we just want to use sales tax funds to pay that down once we've closed the loan.
I guess I've not thought about which way.
I was looking at the meeting minutes when that was approved, and there was no specific guidelines as to how we wanted to do that.
And what is that?
About $32,000. About 32
of the
of the
352.
352.
Thoughts from the board?
I don't see why we can't just include it in this.
That's what I was thinking.
Makes it clean.
All right, so we need a motion to make this pay requisition to D&D.
Make a motion to accept requisition number 9 in the amount of $352,961.45.
Motion by Pillar,
Second.
second by Hack. Discussion.
So then I guess like one note that I've seen is that this, I guess, the street work won't be done in time for special assessment.
I don't know that we'll be able to get all the hearings and special assessment work done in time to assess it this fall anymore, because that has to be certified to the county by November 1st. And there's at least a 30-day time from when it's first published that people can protest the amounts that are in there. Then it goes to a couple more hearings, so I just don't see that we can get it certified this fall. It would be certified next fall. And the city would, out of our sales tax fund, would pay the interest over that time frame.
Okay, so the citizens are not hit.
No.
Okay.
That would be part of, the 10% buy down that the city does with the sales tax funds. That would basically be part of that.
Yeah, but if we're not gonna pay though, on the principal, isn't that just kind of, I guess?
No,
thrown away?
there is a principal payment as well,
Okay,
as interest, yeah.
okay,
It'll be roughly $200,000 next year, principal and interest.
principal, okay, all right, okay. I thought it was just,
Oh, not just interest.
okay, okay.
Okay, credit card.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Cover everything.
Okay.
Good question. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Keller.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Wolf. Excuse me.
Aye.
Over.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. 5B, condemnation. Shannon?
We had it inspected. Kind of notified Tanya, so that's why she's here.
Thanks for coming.
Lauren deems it unsafe and wants it removed. So I don't know if we were gonna do the same thing we did last time with that other one, if we were gonna remove it and put it on the special, so if you guys have.
We're just trying to get it cleaned out.
We actually been working on it for a year.
Yeah, we've heard that,
For how
yeah.
long?
Well,
Over a year, we've been working on it.
we started our own business, so we're out in the oil field. We work 6 14-hour days, and our only day off is Sunday. We have 8 children. There's just no way right now we can, and unfortunately, we have to go through everything because he's a reporter. I found deeds to our property in books and magazines. I just need more. I've got 2 rooms left, guys.
Okay.
2 rooms left.
We plan on demolishing it, we actually plan on
It's
putting a couple of extra trailers on there and turning it into actually something worth looking at.
What's your estimated time to wrap that up?
I'm hoping spring of next year.
right now, we are out in the oil field. Our busy time is right
Understand.
now. I don't have the time to come in and finish them 2 rooms. Yeah, our slow time ends up in about January. And that's like this spring, we had a big dumpster there and we started, that's why we took the windows out.
Yes, I know that was part of the.
Yeah,
I get that.
We understand it needs to go. There's no fight against that. I just, unfortunately, there's so much important paperwork that he was sent to order.
Found the deed for my shop on the floor.
We have to go through every little thing. I'm just asking for some time to get through these
Extension.
next 2 rooms and we'll get rid of it. There's no doubt about it.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming in and addressing it. We had no idea what the process has been, other than it's been, you tell there was some activity, but for quite a while.
It's been slow since May. We started our business in May. We both work 6 days a week, 14 hours out in Keene. It's just hard for us to even get there.
What's thoughts of the board? Just more time to clean it up?
I would say give them more time, but kind of put a date on at the end to make sure that it does get done.
Mhm.
You know, like fall of next year or
Or
midsummer.
you give me till July or August of next year, it's gone.
Oh,
I guarantee it.
How about
Absolutely.
June? How about June?
By May,
June,
we should be
How
done.
about
by
you
May.
don't put a date on just readdress it next summer?
Excuse me?
Because how about you don't put a date on it, you just readdress it next summer, because they're obviously trying to do something with it. So
It should be gone by.
let's not make it binding by anybody, they're trying to do something.
I'd still like
However,
to see a date on that.
We've
No,
had lots
I
of,
get-
lots of
I know.
other situations where people say, give me time, and we do, we're more than happy to work with you. But we need to have, on our books, we need to have a date. where we say-
With the possibility of an extension if it needs
Yes,
to be,
yes,
as
no.
long as there's
I
progress.
believe
Yes.
June is
Yeah.
right, June first.
we got trees we wanna knock down,
Yeah.
there's so much we wanna do with it.
Sure.
We just don't fathom it.
That house will be gone before June first next year.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know when we'll get it set up to put on new property on, but that house will be gone by June first next year.
That-
I can't guarantee you
doable
when
for-
we'll get the water and electricity back in to add on new property, but
Jim had things shut down, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure.
well, yeah, there's no water, electricity, well, there's electricity.
Electricity,
no
but
water.
he shut the water off because he let things go, and obviously you guys have pictures of it. It's completely
Yeah.
garbage.
Okay, we're willing to work with that date too. So
Awesome, that'd be great.
we're glad you came in and they're addressing it. And
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Makes me even
Yeah.
sick.
Lucky you,
Yeah, it's not been easy, trust me, it's.
sure.
There's no
But I
action
do want to
to
also
make.
address, I am not the POA. Naomi Rudolph is the POA. So I don't know if you guys need to notify her also,
Do you have that name, Shannon? Hello? Okay.
so. In Bismarck.
Bismarck.
Getz is her last name.
Oh, okay.
Naomi Getz.
So for purposes of record, I'll make a motion that we extend action on this until the 1st of June, 2020 to have the property cleaned up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
You.
guys.
You bet. Good luck with the business and the 8 kids.
Thank you.
6A is local permit for Hazen Public School. 6B is free and reduced hall rent for Hazen Lions.
No.
So if anybody wants to tackle one or both,
I'll make a motion to approve both.
motion by Wolf to approve 6A and B, the permit and the hall rent for Lions.
Second.
Second by Hack.
All right, thank you.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you.
I just have one.
I'll touch on that on 6C too, but go.
Anyway, on, I guess, someone else on, I guess, a Third Avenue asked me if we're putting in, I guess, crosswalks. Cause he's, I guess, like noticed, I guess, the school time, and that kids try to cross, or try to cross, and there's not any crosswalks there.
Yeah, I know they have been working on some.
Okay. Okay, all right.
But that is in,
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that is in the plan. Dave and Ben have been
Okay.
addressing those.
And, there's no sidewalks on that street either, that's what makes it another issue. And I did speak with Archie, I went to visit with him the other day, and, I just, And I think we all understand the concern that there are a lot of kids in that neighborhood now, and it's, some narrow streets. And I told Archie, I said, like Center Drive in Deapolis now, but there's a lot of kids on them too, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have a lot of people requesting 15-mile-an-hour signs painted. That's the case, but anyhow, Archie understands and just wants us to, if there's like crosswalks and patrolling, if we can try to patrol a little bit more, that'd be great. So. All right, let's move down to 8A, liquor license for Bison Bar and Grill, board action. So we heard no opposition from the community. So what would the board like to do here?
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the liquor license for the Bison Bar and Grill.
Second.
Second by Stern. Discussion.
It's gonna be an on and off sale
It's
beer.
actually just on,
Okay,
only on sale at this time.
With the option to apply for off-sale at the end of the year when we renew our license.
okay.
Any more discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Wolf,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Pillar,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll get everything written up and one of you can stop in tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday morning, whatever.
Okay, any chance that can be done tomorrow any earlier? I've been told if I did,
I'll have
we
it done
just
before
have to
then.
try and get to Bismarck early tomorrow,
Okay,
for the purpose of some deliveries, hopefully yet this week.
okay.
Yeah, we don't get that into the state by noon tomorrow, there's no way we're gonna deliver this
Okay.
week.
I'll get it
So
for you.
our plan was to get on the road
Pretty
as soon as
early.
we can in the morning.
Okay.
Then we have to go to the AG's office too. I mean,
8:30.
Right, we can work with it, but as long as it's tomorrow.
we just might have to speed, so don't.
Don't need a criminal record
If we
right
hit
away.
85, we might go back in time and then we'll be okay, but
I'll get it. I've got your number here, Chris. I'll just give you a call as soon as I got it ready.
okay, sounds good.
That'll work great.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
8B, or I'm sorry, yes, 8B. Building and moving permit for Galen and Pam Jensen on a grain bin that they want to build into kind of a shed guest house type thing. I did go over to Jensen's house, showed me the location, which you guys have seen on the map. It's not in the flood area. It's, if you know the house and you know where they live, they keep very tidy grounds. I don't see it being a piece of junk.
But planning and zoning says, anything that's not an accessory building has to be stick built, and anything bigger than 120 square feet, which this is, it has to looks like a shed or like a house. So there's no, according to planning and zoning rules, it's not allowed.
So you have
So they'd have to ask for a variance, or?
That's,
I looked at, the ordinance that was on there, and the ordinance states specifically that it has to be finished and have a roof line so that it ties it in with the home itself. Siding, roof covering, roof pitch, and eave overhang should match the residence. I agree. I think the pictures look amazing. It's what you see on HGTV, but the way our rules are written right now.
and if we let that one in and he makes it pretty, great, but then the next guy, I know someone that wants to bring one of those in and use it as a storage shed. And I know his is not gonna be pretty. And if we let them in, he's gonna want one.
The thing that's fresh on my mind is the metal storage bin that was gonna be used as a shed,
Storage container.
storage container.
Yeah.
A person could make that look reasonable as well, but we as a board decided that that didn't meet the ordinance. We wanted to be cautious that we weren't creating a monster and opening up the gates. But I agree, I think any one of those three things on the bottom would look amazing out there. It would fit the decor of their yard and everything like that.
This doesn't fit our ordinance.
So they have to ask for a variance.
I'm not sure. I was supposed to bring it to you guys to see what you thought, but I asked Steve and he said, no, it's something you guys are supposed to decide, so. Cause you're the final deciders.
Casey?
I mean, I don't see a problem, I guess, with this at all. I mean, you know, if he brings in a building permit and asks for, you know, variance, you know, I mean, I think then if anybody else wants to bring one in, it's up to us.
Case by case situation.
Right, I don't,
Put conditions on it.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
that, I
That
mean,
way the next guy would have to follow the rules.
even if he could have, I guess, like, drawings of what it's gonna be like, you know, I think that would be,
Well, he wants to he said he's gonna put windows in it, he's gonna put a deck around it.
but
And-
that's what we've done in the past, is citizen has the opportunity to put together the drawings and everything that renders what they're planning to do, and if it's counter to the ordinance, then they would be seeking that a variance and spelling out what what the variance is to the, and then we would address it as a board. I don't think the way it's presented this evening puts us in a position to be able to do any action on it, other than to simply say no because it doesn't meet the ordinance, but is it actual? It's not a permit at this point, is it?
At this point, there hasn't been a building permit.
So it's just kind of getting a flavor as to how the board feels about it.
Yeah.
My recommendation would be that you approach the board with a plan, noting that there would be a desire for a variance on the
So you
ordinance.
need more detailed
Yep.
description and stuff, okay.
And when we look back at the other situation we had with the other person, that was a 60-foot long, 10-foot wide. They're barely fit in that yard. You know, if you're looking at case by case, there's other reasons other than just.
And that's why we
Yeah.
do it case
Yeah.
by case, I think.
I agree.
But it would constitute a building permit then, is that correct?
He's got a building permit out for it,
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
just kind of showing where he
I would
wants to
think
put
if
it.
you brought that with a request for variance and be very specific as to, you know, what he's planning on doing for finishing and all that kind of stuff, it would put us in a position where we could act on it at that point.
Did he have that in his? Yeah, he kind of talks about it on his project, and what his plans are. He's gonna plan some stuff, maybe Jesus is gonna have a ceiling fan and.
even if we could tie that, I guess, on the building permit, you know, so that then that's what he's gotta do, you know.
Well, you know, our building permit's pretty simple, he just tells me what size it is and, you know, he's got more than enough land there for it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, in reality, this little thing that he sent on to you has got a lot of information on there, and like, other than him rendering a drawing where he's gonna put the windows and stuff, I guess, but. It's pretty-
Okay. So we won't take any action, but Shannon, could you get a hold of them, let them know what our.
Yeah, he's on
Sorry.
vacation, so I'll have to try.
Yeah.
And then there's also, he'll need to do a moving permit, it's just right outside of town, so we'll wait on that one, so you can decide.
Thank you. Moving on to reports, water sewer.
On the water sewer, we have, you have that pull up?
Yeah.
We've got a series of pumps, as everybody knows, around town for lifting stations and whatnot. We've got one pumping location where it's critical for the operation of our infrastructure. And what the folks down at our shop would like to do is have some spare parts directly on hand so that if there is a failure. So we've got the 7-inch impeller and the volute wear rings. And so it constitutes an expense of $1,450, which we have budgeted money for that. But due to the size, bring it to the board, make a motion to allow these folks to develop spares for this particular pump in the amount of $1,450.
Okay. Is that a motion?
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion by Pillar, second by Hack. So this impeller will work on any of our other lift stations too, do we know, or is it just, it will, okay,
7-inch impeller ones.
okay, all right, so it's not just for.
Basically, there's a being spare for
All of them, okay, great. Okay, we have a motion and a second discussion.
So I guess, like, would it be better off if just would have a whole, I guess, like.
Whole pump assembly?
Yeah, because, this, in the past, I mean, as we've had them like fail, I mean, I don't think it was just the impeller, it's like a seal and a shaft.
Sure. I guess I was under the impression that these two parts here were what the failure mechanism had been, but you might know more on that, having had this before.
I don't wanna say that they don't, or I mean, usually it's more than.
Do
Just impeller.
do they currently have in stock here in the city? These seals and stuff like that they've also seen fail in the past, and these are just additional parts?
Generally, Dakota Pump and Control has the seals with them when they come, if there's an issue.
They're the ones that are gonna come do the work.
Yeah,
So we just have these parts available here because that's something they don't have in their work van or whatever?
Well, they probably do, but you're gonna.
Okay. Where the seals are more
That's
reasonable
more
in
of a
cost?
common thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm hoping Dick and the water folks didn't just put these two down and not more because maybe they're afraid we're gonna say no, or we had a budget issue,
I
or.
think this is all they used off
Okay.
their spare stuff to fix the one that was there at the time. So this basically replaces those parts off their spares.
So it'll bring the spare pump up. to
Back
speed.
up, yeah.
So we do have a full spare pump assembly,
That's my
and they
understanding.
stripped off these parts to use for repair. Okay, that makes
That's
more
my
sense.
Makes sense.
understanding.
Got it. And now they're gonna, like you said, reconstruct it and then have the full spare available. All right, good.
Okay, we have a motion, second, any more discussion? Roll call.
Miller.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried. Anything else, Mr. Pillar?
Dave and I had discussion at the end of our last meeting on moving forward then with the transference for the garbage truck and stuff like that. I haven't heard back from them to see if they had started going down that path, but I told them, I said, yeah, sooner than later is probably good, so they're probably gonna be going down that path sometime.
I know he did contact Western Steel, and it was $250 to $300 to use the crane to lift that off when they're ready, so.
Okay,
that's-
so he's getting things aligned.
Seemed like a better idea than driving the truck to Fargo.
Okay. Yeah, he had mentioned that he was gonna get in touch with Matt and ask him about availability, so, good.
He did, and not even say way in I usually talk to Dave once a week. He did mention that. He's got it arranged with Matt. Everything's kind of in place where all he's gotta do is call Matt.
Okay.
Pull it off. Freeze, prepared to make the transition as well, so.
Good.
I know they wanted to do, this was talking the final low on 200 this rain.
Yeah.
To say, But they whacked that out fairly quick. I believe they're still doing some painting and striping, Monty, I think.
Yeah, they would've just got more paint in.
Yeah, that's what he said, they had ordered some more paint in to wrap it up. Still haven't heard, I think it's in the insurance phase with the loader, as to, is it gonna be advantageous, are they gonna cover the whole transmission? That's what David shared with me, I don't know if there's any info.
We did connect the RDO with the insurance adjuster to discuss the different options of just replacing the entire transmission to get along the warranty, or taking a chance and opening it up and then just replacing parts inside. So they were working with the insurance on that. I haven't heard anything final yet.
And I believe that was it for my report.
Finance, busing, library.
I talked with, seeing over the library there, and I guess I like learning about, I guess, what they all have over there, you know, to offer up, and, you know, like they're gonna have a writing, I guess, class here. I don't know if it's next week or not, but sounded like they only had, like 15, I guess, like spots, and they had, I guess, 21 people, I guess,
That's awesome.
they signed up for it or whatever. You know, just, I guess, I like learning about all the things that they do, and I like one I guess thing I thought was neat is that they have, I guess, North Dakota State, I guess, park, I guess, passes there, I guess, for them to like rent, you know. And,
Really?
yeah, so if you're able to, you know, go there, rent out that pass and go to a state park. I don't think it works in, I guess, the big city, or, no, it doesn't work, I guess. Doesn't work, I guess, campus, but.
Just to travel through.
Yeah. Just drive through and,
Got a lot of cool stuff going on over there.
yeah, I know there's about a page full of, I guess, like programs and things, you know, you have to do, and it looked like, as of the end of, I guess, July, or maybe even the end of June, they had, I guess, you know, about, I guess, 5,000, I guess, people.
Wow.
Go through the library there, so. That number was down, I guess, from, you know, I guess the previous years.
It just doesn't seem like, I know my kids they're frequent less because they're getting older, but
Yeah.
it's just, to me, it's a crazy number.
Yeah.
You know?
Anything else?
That's
Casey?
all I have.
Police, fire, forestry.
I just have the police department gave me a calls for service, 124 this month, so they have been a little busy. And I did attend the ambulance board meeting last Monday. Not much going on.
All right, Buster's not here. Under my report, I guess I could have put Senator Old Business too, but if you look at your meeting notes that Monty sent out to us, you know, has anybody had any more thoughts or ideas, concerns about the Steve Gowan property, the building that he has? About selling it, or if someone can park equipment there? You know, under the uses of it, it's pretty vague and broad on what can be done, and that's that location. I know he's got several people that wanna buy it, but. Or do we just kind of that is something that's not too bad that goes in there and that we have to deal with something that we just, it's a big eyesore or not, or just animals or, I don't know. It's hanging out there that we really did not take any action, one way or another.
The action we took is that we asked our city attorney to provide some additional information. I saw that in the notes. Reading between the line, it sounded to me, and maybe I read it wrong, but it sounded to me like he was saying that the uses that were discussed at the meeting were contrary maybe to what options were available, unless you did a conditional use permit. Did I read it right?
Yeah, it says section 2.6 allows conditional uses with a variety of rules attached to those use after advertising and hearing.
So if you went down that path, that would be a discussion and putting it out to the public, having some hearings and having some discussions, and that's just to basically switch it over to an industrial type configuration, and then you would still have to do a conditional use permit on the industrial facility for the type of uses that the gentleman presented to the board. I guess I would put it back on Mr. Goen. If he's got multiple people looking to buy the property, if I were selling it, I'd be looking to take the path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you've got other individuals that are buying it, we've seen horses and whatnot in that space out there. There's been a long time to where it hasn't been used, but if it's deemed for a particular activity and somebody's gonna buy it and use it for that activity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we just have to be careful that whoever buys it doesn't decide to use it and ask for forgiveness later. So far, Wade's been very upfront about what
That
he's.
happens anytime anybody sells a house in anywhere, so.
We have to be careful that we know that some of the people that wanna buy it and, do they fit into that category also? I don't know, but it's a tough one.
To me, it's a broad range of things that can go over there,
Not
It's
right
broad and specific all at the same
now.
time.
Right now, it's just agricultural, you could just say leave it that way.
But I don't know that we have the authority as a board to say, well, we're only going to allow it to be,
Yeah.
3 stripes this way, 4 stripes that way, and define it down to that level of detail. It is what it is right now, agricultural as it is. And if Mr. Goen sells the tank, use it for that, I agree. We always have to stay on top of, so that we don't end up having to fall back and have to send the city workers in there to clean it all up or send the police in there to take something away or whatever, so. That would be my suggestion from an approach standpoint, is just share with Mr. Goen that we're not gonna act on anything right now if he's got other buyers that are willing to buy it as is. But if he wanted to pursue then the board to rezone as industrial, that would be his option.
I don't like to telling like people what to do with their land,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just really firm on, it's their land.
Mhm.
They can pretty much do as they wish, I guess we don't want it to be like a junkyard, but I mean, like Wade had said, this business is now, I guess, expanding, and he's, he's paying out now wages of I said, people that live here in town.
Yeah.
And I would think that if we don't want like anything in there, that maybe then I guess you know, I guess we need to buy it, you know, I mean, which is a bad idea, but, you know, so I mean,
You're right,
you know,
Casey.
as Dan was saying, you know, I mean, I do think it's a good idea that, I mean, that it is rezoned, I guess, I guess industrial, and I mean, that does give us somewhat of a chance to, you know, keep an eye on it, you know, let's say, but.
And even though you say we don't want a junkyard there, one of the permitted uses is salvage yard.
Oh, yeah.
Which basically is a junkyard. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Shannon we'll direct Shannon to get a hold of Mr. Gowan to say if he wants requesting rezone to industrial, fine. That's, if not, we're, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So as much as I like to address Wade, it's still Gowan's property. We need to be dealing with him.
Maybe Wade will survive just as a
Yeah, maybe. 11A, roofing estimate and repair. So you all saw the Twin City roofing. This is for the middle roof section.
After the last meeting, I was directed to contact them with regard to removing that vent and everything. I spoke to our insurance provider. They saw no reason that vent had to be there from their standpoint. Twin City Roofing said they would be happy to remove that without cost because it would make their job even easier to just close that up.
Would it reduce their bid?
No, it wouldn't reduce it, no. Wouldn't go that far.
Have to check.
Now, this is the part of the roof that hasn't been,
Yeah, it's the middle part between here and the small hall, basically.
And
And
this,
part of the office.
this is the section that they just came in and did that temporary caulking?
No, that's actually.
That
on
is a different, okay,
It's in that small hall section, yeah.
got it.
Yeah, that was, I think you can see it in the picture here where, oh,
Yeah.
turn your head.
That
Yeah,
vent
right
did,
over here by this wall, he actually caulked some of the cracks and then there was some pulling away of the seam against the wall, so he had caulked that as well. Which seems to have fixed it for now, there's no water in there tonight, so.
We have heat loss through that existing vent right now?
I can only
It's
assume,
just
yes.
I would
it's just
assume.
got mechanical dampers in there,
Yeah,
uh,
and a blower.
and it's got a blower, so.
Yeah.
The fan, when it's on, would open up the dampers and exhaust out, that's what it's designed for.
and we haven't used it for years then.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll still turn
yeah, you
on.
can flip it on.
It turns on, but I
Still
don't know.
turns on, but I don't know how
But if
the
we're
dampers
not
open.
using it, it's arguably it's a path for the heat to just vacate the building. And the roof
And water.
is in bad shape.
The roof isn't in bad shape, it just doesn't drain. You can see the water sets in different areas. The drain is way over here, and this area along the wall, you can see the water just kind of stays there. That's where the algae builds up, and then
Sure.
when we get a rain, the algae flows right to the drain and
Plugs it.
So, you know,
Plus you get all that standing water and stuff like that up there. That it creates a fair amount of weight on the roof as well. I mean, we see that at English Lutheran down there too. When the drains are plugged, you get a whole lake up there, and that starts creating a lot of weight.
Okay, if the board wants to have the roof repaired, we need a motion to accept this bid.
So moved.
Motion by Wolf,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Yes, Casey, I don't know.
What is the time frame for the expected, if they get
They
the,
would try to do
contract?
it yet this fall.
Okay.
Jason?
And that 30,000, that, well, they wouldn't pay us or charge us anything, but that would be in taking that vent off as well, right? in
Yeah.
that job?
Yeah, that includes that, yes.
Any more discussion? Roll call.
Wolf,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Pillar,
Aye.
Ovenover.
Aye. Motion carried. There were insurance savings.
Pretty much.
Yep. All right, approval of the bills.
Sorry, I didn't come in today.
Fine.
Motion approved.
Motion by Hack,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Roll call.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern. Aye. Pillar,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Ovenover.
Aye. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
You